there's an element as we're talking here that comes up. The concept of up leveling
Hmm.
is really like running through me right now. I'm gonna share it as we let's I'll share it as a concept or as and as a potential practice, right? So I talked about becoming being a recovering people pleaser, right? Beyond that, though, it's like, okay, what's the like people pleasing was my one, let's say like my lower form of trying to accomplish some end result, right? And now I've leveled that up some by choosing to play at the level of serving, right? I think about like when I was working in consulting, they had all these different competencies, and they said like everyone that's an employee has to like fill out these like they have to be in these 8 competencies. Right. One of them was like managing ambiguity to help make this real. So as an analyst, they're like, when you're managing ambiguity as an analyst, you have to be willing to like take the work that comes to you in a last minute format and just like be able to handle changes and like always have a positive attitude. You know, that's how you would do it as an analyst. As a senior consultant, you should be able to anticipate some of the changes that are coming, manage your project, and be able to lead all the different results as a result there. As the manager, senior manager, you are managing that change in ambiguity with the clients on and helping them navigate that ambiguity and so on and so forth, right? But it was all in the lens, all in that competency of managing ambiguity. And there's some things that you're talking about today where I feel that there's a level shift that would really serve you on several of them. So perhaps it's like, you know, if you're a recovering people impressor, under what competency would that have fallen in, right? And at a certain stage in your life, the way to play that game was as people impressor without having to let that go for good. Given what you're serving at now, given what your soul is being called to do at this point, what's the level up of that within the competency?
Hmm. Yeah, and what was coming up, I appreciate the example. What was coming up for me was, because it's funny, even as I say it, I'm a recovering people impressor. I wasn't always impressive, but my goal was to impress. And that was a realization. Um, Within that competency, now it would be impressing people by how comfortable I am being me, how powerfully I bring my gift, unapologetically I bring my gift, how okay I am being messy, being real, being true, being truth, giving love, but also receiving love. So it just really comes around to I impress people by doing the things they didn't think I could do, mainly because I wanted to inspire them to realize they could also do it. And now you take that gift and say, I'm going to use that and say, I'm going to be so raw, so real, so authentic, so me, to also inspire to show you that you can too and still be loved.
Yeah, you know, as you say that, I'm with you, Matt. And there's a part of me that's like, it still feels like you're trying to impress. It feels
Mm.
like it's about them, right? There's like, I'm gonna do this on behalf of you to do this here. Like there's still something about like I'll be so raw, I'll be so this that it's like look like there's an element of that that just feels like it's off. It's close, but it's off, right?
Can you
Yeah,
finish? No, I
yeah,
was going to say, frame the question a little different then, because I feel what you're saying too. And
yeah.
there is an element of that is there's an element of that. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, well, that like so. I'll just say this is me like this like I'm like without having to make us safe in this place. I don't care if I'm right or wrong here, but like
Yeah.
what it is like I feel that there's something in that competency around like there's something about showing or being visible, right?
Mm.
And being a way that you want to be seen, right? And there's I don't have the answer on it all right now, but there's something around, okay, you know how to be seen through your external environments. At a certain level, you are impressing people through the external part. And now perhaps you're doing it on the internal. At a certain level, impressing others was something that you actively did, and it was an external act, right? I get curious about what is it like, what would life be like for Matt if he was just going out of his way to impress himself, you know? And it would like to almost like give yourself like the gift is you, right? So there isn't any extra work that you need to do. Like that's the key behind the gift is you here. Like, and the disconnect I feel comes when there's an external element of like, well, how do I give the gift of me? I'm like, nope, you missed it. You know, it's like I'm like totally lost it.
Same problem.
Yeah,
Same problem.
It's simply in the being. And let's look at this conversation as an example. Before we hit record here, I came out here and I tell you the same thing I tell everyone else, which is please be as selfless as possible, because you represent someone out there, and you being you is everything. It is already enough. And the challenges that you're facing and the way that you're approaching your goals and the things that you bring up here, like that is enough. There's, and I told you at the very beginning, any attempt to try and be someone or to bring it out for all the listeners will just create disconnect and will actually take us away from what this is really all about. Matt, this entire conversation has been an opportunity for you to practice just being the gift of you. Do you have any regrets?
No regrets, but gratefulness for where we are. Because what was coming up for me as you were speaking was just the letting go of any external. And the idea of impressing myself, that rocked me. And impressing myself would, and literally my body's filling up with energy right now, and is being okay with exactly how I am. And what I mean by that is not externally, but when I'm scared, great, accept it, love it. I'm scared. And there's no effort to show the outside world, no extra effort. Hey, let's make sure I show I'm scared. Let's make sure I tell everybody I'm scared. There's just be okay with being scared and, or hurt or loved, and just be that. And I can't even articulate it. It's such a thing, but right. And the trap is, am I showing everybody, am I showing the world that I am this emotion or I am this raw? That's the trap. Versus, I loved what you said. It's just being. It's not doing. It's just so. So how I would impress myself is to be the hell out of myself and stop there.
Yeah, my friend. Like, play with that. Like, there's an element of that. Like, just go ahead and play with it. I remember I saw you the last time I saw you. You had a shirt that said "love" on it. And I said to you, here goes the deal. When you're actually an embodiment of love, you won't need to wear it outside. To wear it. Yeah. And I feel like we're in this same space of like, you don't need to project it in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. You're dead on. You're dead on. I mean, I've got a couple tattoos, and I always used to joke where, when I die, people can bury me naked and they'll kind of see me. And I had another powerful person in our community say, what if you didn't have to die for people to see you? And I was like, that was pretty simple and aha, but yes. But to your point, just playing because it feels good, and just playing to play, and just being because it's what's What's there?
We're just getting started. Click on the link below to watch the full conversation and go to niamaashan.com/tribe to get additional resources and exclusive invitation to tribe-only events. Journey on.